Republicans, can we have a quick conversation? Because maybe you can bring something to my understanding, because I'm a little lost. Forgive me, I'm new over here. When in the hell did the Republicans become so understanding with logic and reason when you talk to each other? It's like 2 + 2 has to equal 4. When did things start adding up? Because now maybe it's just because I was raised Democrat, of course, and maybe they were just telling me, hey, Republicans are just racist, they're just bigots, and that's it, and that's all you need to know. You vote blue no matter who. Now I'm over here, and everyone I talk to is super nice, they're interesting, they're open-minded in a good way, not in a bad way like a Democrat where they're so open-minded their brain falls out. Start saying stuff like men should be in women's sports and all this crazy nonsense. It's just like, I just want to know, when did Republicans stand on business so hard? I don't know. It's refreshing. It's absolutely refreshing. It's a breath of fresh air. And I'm glad that I'm a Republican, man. I'm glad. I feel like I should have been over here. That's what I feel like. It's weird. It's so weird right now. I feel like things switched. I don't know. I'm just glad I'm over here.
The funny part is, if we actually know our history, and we would know how the Republican Party was started as a response to what the Democrat Party was doing. It was the Democrats that weren't in favor of giving civil rights and women's rights and all the other type of stuff, and they didn't want to abolish slavery. But y'all see, it's happening. Black people are waking up, and the media cannot hide it. Politicians are finally being called out by us, not the right, not the left. Us. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, it's to the right now. Because your boy say a Republican now. How can they keep a straight face? Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, how long do you keep defending people who don't defend you? You know, he was lied to. And this is the same guy that we recently reacted to about 2 days ago, talking about a similar topic. But he was lied to. Now he's realizing common sense isn't racism, as the left likes to brand it, is actually logic, and it's okay to, use it as such. Yeah, man. Being open-minded doesn't mean letting your brain fall out. Okay. But how many of y'all was raised to vote blue no matter who? The irony of me having this color shirt on today. And I would like to ask you, and to let me know, I would love to get to know y'all a lot better. What made you finally start asking questions? What moment was it for y'all that made y'all go, you know what? Now, I want y'all to see this. Democrats, man, they don't care. They don't care about y'all. They don't care about us. $93 billion. $93 billion.
Former governor of Michigan, the head of the energy department under Biden, allowed $93 billion of our money to be loaned to business entities that had no business plan, no budget plan at all within 76 days. That means between the moment that Trump was elected until Joe Biden left office, this whole allowed $93 billion to walk up out of the United States.
And y'all don't find that the least bit suspicious? This doesn't make a Democrat go, no antenna goes up? Okay.
$93 billion. They said that this was more money that has left the Department of Energy in 15 years. 15 years. Now, am I the only one who had noticed that before Biden left office, he was just like frivolously spending money? He was just sending money to Ukraine. Like, just money was just going out of the way. This was still around the time that we were dealing with the whole situation with North Carolina, was dealing with the situation that just happened in California with the wildfire. Yet somehow, some way, money was just constantly going out. It was just going out. And we was just like, damn, like, okay, are you going to leave anything left, when Trump gets in office? $93 billion. All I have to say is this. When are some people going to go to jail? How long do we have to keep waiting? How much longer do we have to keep waiting? How much more investigations need to be done.
Seriously.
Or some people start being locked up.
Seriously.
Because this bitch was only making a couple $100,000 a year. She's now worth $2 million. Okay? First of all, she's not even an American-born citizen. She didn't become a fucking citizen until she was in her 20s. She's from Vancouver. She shouldn't even been in that position from the jump. $93 billion. Where did it go? I'm saying Democrats because y'all love to talk about how bad the Republicans are at budgeting their money. I love to talk about how bad Republican and red states are when it comes to their finances. And somehow, some way, Democrats be acting as if they got a blank fucking check. And they could just spend money, send money, wash money, launder money, as much money as they want. And it don't even be their money. Where did it go? When are we going to start seeing some arrests? Where the fuck is our check at? Where's our check? Where is it? Because I'm sick and tired of hearing about the money that's going out, not about how we're going to get a refund back.
Exactly.
That's all I got to say about that.
93 billion walked out of the door. Gone. And this all happened under Biden's watch once they got the news that he wasn't going to be in that office again as a shell of a man. It wasn't even him in the office. It was Obama anyway. This woman, Granholm, how do you say her name, became a millionaire while businesses in North Carolina and in Cali were burning. Just saying, if this was under Trump's watch, I would expect she'd be in cuffs by now. But paying Bondi, we just gonna give us. She got about I'm gonna give her the rest of this year. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna give her some time. I know everybody else ain't got no page. I'm gonna give her a little time. But if this was under that, she'd be in cuffs by now, for sure. I don't understand why we are still voting for people who would never even visit our neighborhoods unless it was for a photo op. Where is the money going? Where is the accountability? Honestly, they don't care. Literally just robbed us blind. That's insane. Democrats should be fined $93 billion X times 10 so they will never commit this fraud again. Someone said, is it my imagination or does Jennifer Granholm look like a 50-year-old suburban wife who's really active in the swingers lifestyle? That was very specific, McCarthy. You just kind of told on yourself with that one. Tell you what, though. I F with Trump. And Democrats lead you to believe that in 2025, black people don't mess with Trump at all. But this defies that and debunks it very quickly.
How would you rate Trump's presidency on a scale of 1 to 10 so far?
10. I f with Trump.
Why?
Because I just like what he doing. Like, he coming in, he standing on business. He ain't around. And if you notice, like, what he doing, some people that don't understand, they thinking that he coming in taking away, but he actually giving us more. He giving more to the people. I f with Trump.
How would you rate Trump's presidency on a...
I feel that, man. Raw honesty. No script. Just the truth from the streets, man. As she walked up and gathered that answer. He gave us more, not less, and stood on business was his quote, and I totally agree with that. But watch how quick people dismiss his opinion as being misinformed. Watch how quick the Democrats would do something like that because it doesn't fit their narrative. I'm serious, man. It sucks. If someone black praises Donald Trump, if you share the same melanin, why are we instantly labeled? Do you think Trump do you think Biden helped black communities more than Trump? Now, this is what I want y'all to see right here. The Democrats even are realizing, hey, it's bad for them right now. Jake Tapper, he been doing this whole flip-floppy thing surrounding Biden. However, he is now realizing that his party is the party of hate and division. What? I don't think we forgive you, though.
I went on a left-leaning podcast that shall remain nameless, and we were talking about my kids, because I think they were both people without kids. And they asked me about my son, and I said he was, he's a football player and he wants to be a policeman. And their joke was about my 15-year-old son, oh, how does he feel about minorities? Like the idea that he wants to be a policeman, therefore he's racist, my son. And that was the big laugh. And then I got dragged in the comments and all that stuff. And I thought to myself, this is why you fuckers are losing elections.
100%.
Like my football playing son, who has no political views. He's 15. He thinks about World War II and gaming and playing linebacker. That's his world. You're deciding he's a racist because he wants to be a cop. And why does he want to be a cop? He wants to be a cop because he wants to help people, and he thinks that's the best way he can help people. And that's how the Democratic Party talks to men, not just white men, but men. And I get the idea that they thought Tim Walz could what's the term he used, code switch or something. He thought that he could translate the Democratic Party values because he hunts and fishes and owns a gun and was in the army and drinks a beer. I mean, at least there was an attempt, but I find it just insane.
Oh man, his son wants to be a cop. And his son was called racist for it by the left. Even Tapper is starting to realize his side hates normalcy. Being normal for the left is a kryptonite for them. Quote, this is why y'all keep losing elections. We still don't forgive you, Tapper. Anywho, is woke culture pushing away everyday working people? I would say yes. Is it pushing out the Democrats that were loyal? Yeah, man. This year is when I say this year, which way do I need to slide? This way. Okay. This year is proving so much. Now, Obama allegedly was running Biden. Now, this is a theory I still believe, y'all. Obama was in the Oval Office hiding behind his front man, Dementor Joe, as they called him, wasn't able to run. Well, who wasn't able to run the country? My fault, y'all. Moving a little too fast. And this is also prefaced with, in case there was any questions on who was Biden's idol pen.
Fewer Americans filed initial claims for unemployment insurance than any time in recorded history. Since President Biden took office,
So today, as you all saw just an hour or so ago, President Obama announced that, President Obama announced that, President Biden. Whoa. That is news.
As President Biden's got significant limitations on his memory, then who is helping him run the country?
The President of the United States runs the country. The Commander-in-Chief runs the country.
How can he be trusted with the nuclear codes if, I get that you're saying that nobody in the building would say that he's got an issue with his memory, but just the little part of what we get to see, he's made mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake on camera this week.
People would ask me, knowing what you know now, do you wish like you had a third term? And I used to say, you know what? If I could make an arrangement, I had a stand-in, a front man or front woman, and they had an earpiece in, and I was just in my basement in my sweats, looking through the stuff, and then I could sort of deliver the lines, but somebody else was doing all the talking and ceremony. I'd be fine with that.
So folks, you want to nominate a Democrat, a lifelong Democrat, a proud Democrat, an Biden-Obama Democrat, an Biden-Obama Democrat.
Biden-Obama Democrat. This Jen Psaki clip is resurfaced and it's going viral now. It look like the puppet strings are starting to show, y'all. I'm just saying. Biden's mental decline wasn't funny, though. It was actually quite dangerous for us because that guy in Trump, we made it, y'all. But who was really running the country is the question. And Biden was there. Who was really behind the scenes? I think it was Obama's third term, just without the energy. But bringing it back to the point, Stephen A. Smith went off on Jake Tapper. This is where I got to admit to y'all I made a failure because this clip was actually supposed to go right after the Jake Tapper's clip. However, y'all, love me. I love y'all. And, yeah, we professionals around here. We can still, anywho. Stephen A. Smith says he can't wait to press Jake Tapper on his participation in the Biden cover-up. The same guy who's now upset with the Biden cover-up establishment and administration, or people alike, rather, who made fun of his child.
Original Sin supposedly is highlighting how the information that was needed to be given wasn't given. That there was a concerted effort by members of the White House and beyond to hide the debilitating circumstances surrounding then President Joe Biden. Now, I can speak on it myself because obviously it's an egregious thing that transpired. And I think there's a whole bunch of people that should be ashamed of themselves. I can't wait to talk to Jake Tapper and Alex Thompson because I want to know personally. I want to know personally what role Jake Tapper played in not reporting on certain information. I told you I watched it.
A huge role
with Megyn Kelly from start to finish. Ladies and gentlemen, she was sensational. She did a hell of a job. My point to you is that we saw it. How did Jake Tapper not see it? And as he continues to speak about all of this, where's his mea culpa? Because I don't see it. I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to be real interested in asking him about that when he comes on this show. The hatred for Trump was so deep that folks didn't want to report on his competition in any kind of negative way. Then if the hatred for Trump was so deep that you were willing to compromise your own professional integrity, whether you're a journalist, whether you're a pundit, a commentator, a politician, etc., I mean, damn. Who are we to believe now?
Exactly, man. And I'm just happy to see that people in the black community are waking up from this, man. The hatred for Trump ran so deep. The TDS was so deep that they compromised their own integrity, the Democrat Party, that is. He's right, man. The media ignored Biden's decline because their hatred for Trump was too much. And one would want to say, if somebody like Stephen A. Smith is saying this, it's bad. But I'm going to refer y'all to the comment right below this where it says, stop acting slow. Stephen knew damn well they were running game and still voted for them. But when media stops reporting the truth to protect their side, what are we left with? Think about that. And is it finally the tipping point for Black America in the Democratic Party? Y'all let me know in the comments. Be safe. Please go check on somebody today. You could be saving their life. Peace.